Chapter 1: The Birth of a Legend. Who was Bloody Mary? The flickering light of a candle casts dancing shadows on the bathroom wall, illuminating the pale face staring back from the mirror. A hushed chant fills the air, "Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary." A collective gasp echoes as the mirror ripples, and a terrifying apparition emerges, her blood-soaked visage contorted in rage. The legend of Bloody Mary, passed down through generations, has haunted countless slumber parties and late-night gatherings, leaving an indelible mark on the psyche of those brave enough to summon her. But who was Bloody Mary? And how did she become the embodiment of terror in the looking glass? The historical figure most commonly associated with Bloody Mary is Queen Mary I of England, who reigned from 1553 to 1558. Known for her fervent Catholicism and brutal persecution of Protestants, Mary earned the nickname Bloody Mary due to the hundreds of religious dissenters burned at the stake during her reign. Her harsh policies and the religious turmoil that engulfed England during her rule painted her as a cruel and bloodthirsty monarch, a reputation that has persisted through the centuries. However, the connection between Queen Mary I and the mirror-dwelling spirit is tenuous at best. While her historical legacy undoubtedly contributed to the macabre aura surrounding the legend, there is little evidence to suggest that she was the direct inspiration for the Bloody Mary ritual. Instead, it is more likely that the name Bloody Mary was appropriated and attached to the legend over time, capitalizing on the existing fear and notoriety associated with the historical figure. Another potential source of inspiration for the Bloody Mary legend lies in the realm of folklore and mythology. Across different cultures, tales abound of vengeful female spirits who prey on the living, often driven by a tragic past or a thirst for retribution. These spirits, known by various names such as La Llorona in Latin America, the Banshee in Ireland, and the Rusalka in Slavic folklore, share common themes of loss, betrayal, and a desire to reclaim what was taken from them. These vengeful spirits, often associated with water or mirrors, serve as cautionary tales and reminders of the consequences of wrongdoing. Their stories, passed down through generations, instilled fear and respect for the supernatural, particularly among young women who were warned against venturing out alone at night or engaging in forbidden activities. The evolution of the Bloody Mary legend is a testament to the power of oral tradition and the malleability of folklore. Over time, the story has been shaped and reshaped, incorporating elements from different cultures and adapting to the fears and anxieties of each new generation. The ritual itself, involving the summoning of a spirit in a mirror, is believed to have originated in the early 20th century, possibly as a playful dare or a test of courage among children and teenagers. The spread of the Bloody Mary ritual in popular culture further solidified its place in the pantheon of urban legends. From campfire stories to slumber party dares, the legend became a rite of passage for many young people, a way to confront their fears and prove their bravery. The ritual's simplicity and accessibility, requiring only a mirror and a darkened room, contributed to its widespread appeal, allowing it to transcend cultural and geographical boundaries. As the Bloody Mary legend continued to evolve, so too did the image of the vengeful spirit herself. In some versions, she is depicted as a beautiful woman with a tragic past, driven to madness by the loss of her child or the betrayal of a lover. In others, she is a grotesque hag, her face disfigured and her hands dripping with blood. Regardless of her specific appearance, Bloody Mary remains a potent symbol of fear and the unknown, a reminder that the boundary between the natural and supernatural is often blurred. The enduring appeal of the Bloody Mary legend lies in its ability to tap into our deepest fears and anxieties. The idea of a vengeful spirit lurking in the mirror, waiting to be summoned, plays on our primal fear of the unknown and the unseen. The ritual itself, with its element of risk and the possibility of encountering something truly terrifying, provides a thrilling challenge for those seeking to test their courage and confront their fears. Furthermore, the legend of Bloody Mary serves as a cautionary tale, reminding us of the consequences of our actions and the potential for darkness to lurk even in the most familiar of places. It is a story that speaks to our collective anxieties about loss, betrayal, and the fragility of life, offering a glimpse into the abyss that lies just beyond the looking glass. Chapter 2: Mirror, the role of mirrors in folklore and superstition. Mirrors, with their reflective surfaces and ability to capture our likeness, have long held a place of fascination and unease in the human psyche. From ancient civilizations to modern times, mirrors have been imbued with mystical properties, believed to be portals to other realms, reflections of the soul, and even vessels for trapping spirits. This deep-rooted connection between mirrors and the supernatural has played a crucial role in shaping the Bloody Mary legend, providing a fertile ground for the ritual and its associated fears. In ancient times, mirrors were often crafted from polished obsidian or metal, and their rarity and reflective qualities bestowed upon them a sense of wonder and awe. The Egyptians, for instance, believed that mirrors possessed magical powers and used them in religious rituals and funerary practices. Mirrors were placed in tombs to guide the deceased's soul to the afterlife, and they were also used in divination and scrying to communicate with the gods and foretell the future. Similarly, the Greeks and Romans held mirrors in high regard, associating them with the goddess Aphrodite and the nymphs. Mirrors were used in beauty rituals and love spells, and they were also believed to reflect the true nature of a person's soul. The myth of Narcissus, who fell in love with his own reflection in a pool of water, further solidified the connection between mirrors and self-discovery, albeit with a cautionary note about the dangers of vanity and self-obsession. During the medieval period, mirrors continued to be objects of fascination and superstition. The invention of glass mirrors in the 13th century made them more accessible, but their reflective properties still retained an air of mystery and the supernatural. Mirrors were often used in divination practices, such as scrying, where a practitioner would gaze into a mirror's surface in an attempt to see visions of the future or communicate with spirits. Mirrors were also believed to possess the ability to capture and reflect a person's soul. This belief led to various superstitions and practices surrounding mirrors, particularly in relation to death and the afterlife. It was considered bad luck to look into a mirror at night, as it was believed that one's soul might be stolen or trapped within the reflective surface. Similarly, covering mirrors in a house after a death was a common practice to prevent the deceased's spirit from becoming trapped or haunting the living. The idea of mirrors as portals to other realms or dimensions further fueled the association between mirrors and the supernatural. In folklore and mythology, mirrors were often depicted as gateways to the spirit world, allowing communication with the dead or encounters with otherworldly beings. This belief is echoed in the Bloody Mary ritual, where the chanting of her name and the darkness of the room create an atmosphere of anticipation and the possibility of a supernatural encounter. The fear of broken mirrors is another superstition deeply rooted in folklore. The breaking of a mirror was believed to bring 7 years of bad luck, a consequence attributed to the shattering of one's reflected soul or the release of trapped spirits. This superstition highlights the fragility of the human spirit and the potential for misfortune to follow even the most seemingly insignificant actions. The Bloody Mary ritual itself, with its focus on summoning a spirit in a mirror, draws upon these long-held beliefs and superstitions surrounding mirrors. The darkened room, the flickering candlelight, and the hushed chanting create an atmosphere of anticipation and the possibility of a supernatural encounter. The mirror, acting as a portal or a reflective surface of the soul, becomes a focal point for the ritual, a place where the boundary between the natural and supernatural is blurred. The psychological impact of these beliefs and superstitions cannot be underestimated. The fear of mirrors, whether rooted in a belief in trapped spirits or the potential for encountering the supernatural, can create a sense of unease and apprehension. The Bloody Mary ritual, with its element of risk and the possibility of a terrifying encounter, taps into these deep-seated fears, providing a thrilling challenge for those seeking to test their courage and confront the unknown. Moreover, the association between mirrors and the soul adds another layer of complexity to the Bloody Mary legend. The act of gazing into a mirror, particularly in a darkened room, can be a moment of introspection and self-discovery. But it can also be a source of anxiety and fear, as one confronts their own reflection and the potential for hidden truths or lurking darkness within. The legend of Bloody Mary, with its roots in folklore and superstition surrounding mirrors, continues to captivate and terrify. The ritual itself, with its combination of anticipation, fear, and the possibility of a supernatural encounter, offers a thrilling challenge for those seeking to test their courage and confront the unknown. The mirror, acting as a portal or a reflective surface of the soul, becomes a focal point for the ritual, a place where the boundary between the natural and supernatural is blurred. As we gaze into the looking glass, we are reminded of the enduring power of mirrors to both fascinate and frighten, to reflect our deepest fears and desires, and to serve as a gateway to the mysteries that lie beyond. Chapter 3: The Ritual: How Bloody Mary Became a Playground Dare. The dimly lit bathroom, its walls adorned with graffiti and peeling paint, serves as an unlikely stage for a chilling ritual. A group of teenagers, huddled together in nervous anticipation, whisper the familiar incantation, "Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary." Their voices tremble slightly, a mix of excitement and fear coursing through their veins. The air crackles with tension as they await a response from the mirror, a portal to the unknown. The Bloody Mary ritual, a popular game among children and teens, particularly in the United States, has become a rite of passage for many, a test of courage and a way to confront their deepest fears. Its simplicity, requiring only a mirror and a darkened room, has allowed it to spread like wildfire through schools and playgrounds, passed down from one generation to the next through whispers and hushed conversations. The ritual's origins remain shrouded in mystery, but its popularity can be attributed to several factors. Peer pressure plays a significant role, as children and teens often feel compelled to participate in order to prove their bravery and avoid being labeled as chicken. The thrill of the unknown, the possibility of encountering something truly terrifying, also adds to the ritual's allure. The darkened bathroom, with its flickering lights and eerie silence, creates an atmosphere of anticipation and suspense. The mirror, its surface reflecting the distorted faces of the participants, becomes a focal point for their anxieties and fears. As they chant Bloody Mary's name, they are not merely playing a game, they are engaging in a collective act of defiance, challenging the boundaries between the natural and supernatural. The psychology behind the ritual is complex and multifaceted. Fear, a primal emotion deeply ingrained in the human psyche, plays a central role. The anticipation of a terrifying encounter triggers a fight or flight response, flooding the body with adrenaline and heightening the senses. This physiological reaction, combined with the power of suggestion and group dynamics, can lead to a heightened sense of fear and even panic. The power of suggestion is another key factor in the Bloody Mary ritual. The belief that something terrifying might emerge from the mirror, reinforced by whispered stories and urban legends, creates a self-fulfilling prophecy. The participants, their minds primed for a supernatural encounter, may interpret any unusual sight or sound as evidence of Bloody Mary's presence. Group dynamics also play a crucial role in the ritual's effectiveness. The shared experience of fear and anticipation creates a sense of camaraderie and belonging among the participants. The collective chanting of Bloody Mary's name, the hushed whispers, and the nervous laughter all contribute to a heightened emotional state, making it more likely for individuals to succumb to the power of suggestion and experience a sense of terror. The ritual's appeal as a test of courage cannot be underestimated. Children and teens, eager to prove their bravery and impress their peers, often view the Bloody Mary ritual as a rite of passage. The ability to withstand the fear and anxiety associated with the ritual becomes a badge of honor, a testament to their resilience and strength. The role of urban legends and oral tradition in perpetuating the Bloody Mary ritual is undeniable. The stories of those who have allegedly encountered Bloody Mary, passed down through whispers and campfire tales, add to the mystique and fear surrounding the ritual. These stories, often embellished and exaggerated over time, serve as cautionary tales, warning of the potential consequences of summoning the vengeful spirit. The internet and social media have also played a role in the ritual's continued popularity. Videos of teenagers attempting the Bloody Mary ritual, often accompanied by screams and panicked reactions, have gone viral, further fueling the fascination with the legend. Online forums and chat rooms dedicated to the ritual provide a platform for sharing stories and experiences, creating a virtual community of those who have dared to confront Bloody Mary. Chapter 4: Mass Hysteria and the Power of Belief. The darkened classroom, its windows shrouded in black curtains, buzzes with nervous energy. A group of students, huddled together in a circle, whisper the familiar incantation, their voices barely audible above the pounding of their hearts. Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. The air thickens with anticipation, a palpable sense of dread hanging heavy in the room. Suddenly, a piercing scream erupts from the center of the circle, followed by a wave of panic that spreads like wildfire. Students stumble over desks, their faces contorted in terror, convinced they have witnessed the vengeful spirit of Bloody Mary emerging from the mirror. This scene, though fictionalized, is not far removed from real-life cases of mass hysteria, where shared belief in the supernatural can lead to collective experiences of terror and panic. The power of suggestion, amplified by group dynamics and a heightened emotional state, can create a self-fulfilling prophecy, where individuals become convinced they are witnessing something truly terrifying, even in the absence of concrete evidence. The Salem witch trials of 1692, one of the most infamous examples of mass hysteria in history, offer a chilling parallel to the Bloody Mary phenomenon. In a climate of fear and religious fervor, a group of young girls in Salem, Massachusetts, began exhibiting strange behaviors, claiming to be afflicted by witchcraft. Their accusations, fueled by superstition and paranoia, led to a wave of arrests and executions, as the community became consumed by a collective delusion. The Dancing Plague of 1518, another well-documented case of mass hysteria, saw hundreds of people in Strasbourg, France, inexplicably break out into uncontrollable dancing, their bodies writhing and contorting for days on end. The cause of this bizarre phenomenon remains a mystery, but it is believed to have been triggered by a combination of psychological and social factors, including stress, anxiety, and the power of suggestion. These historical examples, and countless others throughout history, demonstrate the potent influence of shared belief and the susceptibility of individuals to mass hysteria. The human mind, particularly in a state of heightened emotion or stress, is prone to suggestion, and can easily become convinced of the reality of something that may not exist. The Bloody Mary ritual, with its focus on summoning a vengeful spirit, taps into these deep-seated psychological mechanisms. The darkened room, the flickering candlelight, and the hushed chanting create an atmosphere of anticipation and the possibility of a supernatural encounter. This heightened emotional state, combined with the power of suggestion and group dynamics, can lead to a collective experience of terror, even in the absence of concrete evidence. The role of fear in fueling mass hysteria cannot be overstated. Fear, a primal emotion essential for survival, can trigger a cascade of physiological and psychological responses, including increased heart rate, rapid breathing, and a heightened sense of awareness. In a group setting, this fear can become contagious, spreading rapidly from one individual to the next, creating a feedback loop of anxiety and panic. The power of suggestion, particularly in a group setting, can also amplify the effects of fear. When individuals are exposed to the same information or beliefs, they are more likely to adopt those beliefs as their own, even if they lack personal experience or evidence to support them. This phenomenon, known as informational social influence, can lead to a convergence of opinions and behaviors, creating a sense of shared reality, even if that reality is based on delusion or misinformation. Groupthink, a psychological phenomenon where the desire for harmony or conformity within a group leads to irrational or dysfunctional decision-making, can further exacerbate the effects of mass hysteria. In a group setting, individuals may suppress dissenting opinions or critical thinking in order to maintain group cohesion, leading to a collective blindness to alternative explanations or potential dangers. The Bloody Mary ritual, with its combination of fear, suggestion, and group dynamics, creates a fertile ground for mass hysteria. The belief that something terrifying might emerge from the mirror, reinforced by whispered stories and urban legends, primes the participants for a supernatural encounter. Any unusual sight or sound, whether a trick of the light or a figment of the imagination, can be interpreted as evidence of Bloody Mary's presence, triggering a chain reaction of fear and panic. The aftermath of such an experience can be profound and long-lasting. The individuals involved may continue to believe they witnessed something truly terrifying, their memories shaped and distorted by the power of suggestion and the collective delusion. The experience may also reinforce their belief in the supernatural, leading to a heightened sense of fear and anxiety in similar situations. Chapter 5: The Dark Side of Mirrors, Real-Life Hauntings and Cursed Reflections. In the dimly lit attic of an old Victorian mansion, a dust-covered mirror hangs on the wall, its once gleaming surface now marred by cracks and tarnish. A chill wind whispers through the rafters, stirring the cobwebs that cling to the frame. As the moonlight filters through the grimy windowpane, casting an eerie glow on the mirror, a spectral figure materializes, its eyes burning with an otherworldly intensity. The air crackles with an unseen energy, a palpable sense of dread hanging heavy in the room. The mirror, once a reflection of beauty and vanity, has become a portal to the realm of the supernatural, a vessel for the restless spirits of the past. Throughout history, mirrors have been associated with a myriad of ghost stories and paranormal encounters. From haunted houses to antique shops, tales abound of mirrors that seem to possess a life of their own, reflecting not just the physical world, but also the unseen energies that linger beyond. These stories, passed down through generations, have contributed to the fear and mystique surrounding mirrors, fueling the belief that they can serve as gateways to the spirit world or even become cursed objects, harboring the malevolent entities of the past. One of the most famous cases of a haunted mirror involves the Myrtles Plantation, a historic antebellum mansion in Louisiana. Legend has it that a young slave girl named Chloe, poisoned by her mistress, haunts the plantation, her spirit often appearing in one of the many mirrors that adorn the house. Visitors have reported seeing Chloe's reflection in the mirror, her eyes filled with sorrow and anger, her ghostly presence a chilling reminder of the plantation's dark past. Another notable case involves the Queen Mary, a retired ocean liner now permanently docked in Long Beach, California. The ship, known for its luxurious accommodations and storied history, is also rumored to be haunted by numerous spirits, including a young girl who drowned in one of the swimming pools. Her ghostly image is said to appear in the mirrors of the first-class women's restroom, her reflection a haunting reminder of the tragedy that unfolded on board the ship. The Winchester Mystery House, a sprawling Victorian mansion in San Jose, California, is another location where mirrors are believed to play a role in the paranormal activity. The house, built by Sarah Winchester, the widow of gun magnate William Wirt Winchester, is said to be haunted by the spirits of those killed by Winchester rifles. The house's labyrinthine layout, with its countless staircases, doors that lead nowhere, and hidden rooms, is believed to have been designed to confuse and trap the spirits. Mirrors, strategically placed throughout the house, are thought to further disorient the ghosts, their reflections offering a glimpse into the unseen world. These haunted mirror tales, and countless others from around the world, contribute to the fear and mystique surrounding mirrors and their connection to the Bloody Mary legend. The belief that mirrors can capture and reflect the soul, or even serve as portals to the spirit world, adds a layer of unease to their presence. The act of gazing into a mirror, particularly in a darkened room or a place with a history of paranormal activity, can become a moment of both fascination and trepidation, as one wonders what might be lurking just beyond the reflective surface. The role of mirrors in ghost stories and paranormal investigations further solidifies their connection to the supernatural. Investigators often use mirrors in their attempts to communicate with spirits, believing that they can serve as a conduit for otherworldly entities to manifest or leave behind traces of their presence. Electronic voice phenomena, EVP, recordings captured near mirrors are sometimes analyzed for ghostly voices or whispers, adding another layer of intrigue to the mystery. The intersection between haunted mirror tales and the Bloody Mary legend is particularly fascinating. Both tap into the deep-seated fear of the unknown and the potential for darkness to lurk even in the most familiar of places. The act of summoning Bloody Mary in a mirror, a ritual that involves chanting her name and gazing into the reflective surface, echoes the practices of scrying and divination, where mirrors were used to communicate with spirits and glimpse the future. The fear of encountering Bloody Mary in the mirror is not merely a fear of the supernatural, but also a fear of confronting one's own reflection and the potential for hidden truths or lurking darkness within. The mirror, once a symbol of beauty and vanity, becomes a source of anxiety and dread as one wonders what might be revealed in its depths. The enduring appeal of haunted mirror tales and the Bloody Mary legend lies in their ability to tap into our deepest fears and anxieties. They remind us of the fragility of the human spirit and the potential for darkness to exist even in the most seemingly mundane objects. As we gaze into the looking glass, we are confronted not just with our own reflection, but also with the possibility of encountering something beyond our comprehension, something that challenges our understanding of the world and our place within it. Chapter 6: Modern Interpretations, Bloody Mary in Pop Culture. The flickering screen illuminates the faces of a group of teenagers huddled together in a darkened room. Their eyes are glued to the television, their breaths held in suspense as the protagonist, a young woman named Sarah, cautiously approaches the bathroom mirror. The air crackles with tension, the soundtrack swells with ominous chords, and the camera zooms in on Sarah's reflection, her face pale and etched with fear. She whispers the forbidden words, "Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary." The scene is a familiar one, a staple of countless horror films and television shows that have drawn inspiration from the legend of Bloody Mary. From classic slasher flicks to supernatural thrillers, the vengeful spirit has become a cultural icon, her image and story endlessly reinterpreted and reimagined for modern audiences. One of the most notable portrayals of Bloody Mary on the big screen is in the 1992 horror film Candyman, directed by Bernard Rose. While not a direct adaptation of the Bloody Mary legend, the film borrows heavily from its themes and imagery. The titular Candyman, a vengeful spirit summoned by saying his name 5 times in front of a mirror, shares many similarities with Bloody Mary, both representing the fear of the unknown and the power of belief. The 2005 horror film Urban Legends, Bloody Mary offers a more direct interpretation of the legend, following a group of high school students who unwittingly summon the vengeful spirit during a slumber party. The film plays on the familiar tropes of the ritual, the darkened bathroom, the chanting of the name, and the terrifying consequences that follow. Television has also embraced the Bloody Mary legend, with numerous shows incorporating the spirit into their storylines. In the popular CW series Supernatural, the brothers Sam and Dean Winchester encounter Bloody Mary in an episode titled, aptly, Bloody Mary. The spirit, portrayed as a vengeful ghost who kills those who harbor guilt, preys on the fears and secrets of her victims, using the mirror as a conduit for her wrath. The enduring appeal of Bloody Mary in modern media lies in her ability to tap into our deepest fears and anxieties. The image of a vengeful spirit lurking in the mirror, waiting to be summoned, plays on our primal fear of the unknown and the unseen. The ritual itself, with its element of risk and the possibility of encountering something truly terrifying, provides a thrilling challenge for both the characters on screen and the audience watching from the safety of their homes. The legend's malleability also contributes to its continued popularity. Filmmakers and writers can adapt the story to fit their own creative visions, exploring different aspects of the legend and its psychological implications. Bloody Mary can be portrayed as a tragic figure, driven to madness by a past trauma, or as a malevolent entity, relishing in the fear and suffering of her victims. The internet and social media have also played a significant role in the evolution of the Bloody Mary myth. Online forums and chat rooms dedicated to the legend provide a platform for sharing stories and experiences, creating a virtual community of those who have dared to confront the spirit or who simply revel in the thrill of the unknown. Creepypastas, short horror stories shared online, often feature Bloody Mary as a central figure, her image and story further distorted and amplified through the digital realm. Social media challenges, such as the Bloody Mary Challenge, where individuals film themselves attempting the ritual, have also contributed to the legend's continued popularity, particularly among younger generations. These challenges, while often done in a tongue-in-cheek manner, demonstrate the enduring fascination with the legend and the desire to test one's courage in the face of the unknown. The influence of the Bloody Mary legend extends beyond film and television, permeating modern horror literature and urban legends. Authors and storytellers have drawn inspiration from the spirit, incorporating her into their own narratives and exploring the themes of fear, guilt, and the supernatural. The legend's simplicity and accessibility make it a versatile tool for crafting chilling tales that resonate with readers and listeners of all ages. The Bloody Mary myth, like many urban legends, continues to evolve and adapt, reflecting the changing fears and anxieties of each new generation. The spirit, once confined to the bathroom mirror, has now found her way into the digital world, her image and story spreading like wildfire through the internet and social media. The legend's enduring appeal lies in its ability to tap into our deepest fears and remind us of the potential for darkness to lurk even in the most familiar of places. As we continue to consume and create media inspired by the Bloody Mary legend, we are not simply indulging in cheap thrills or mindless entertainment. We are engaging in a collective act of storytelling, exploring the boundaries between the natural and supernatural, and confronting our own fears and anxieties. The legend, with its rich history and endless possibilities for reinterpretation, serves as a mirror to our own psyche, reflecting our deepest fears and desires back at us. Chapter 7. The Psychology of Fear, Why We Keep Calling Bloody Mary. The heart pounds in the chest, the breath quickens, and the palms grow clammy. A nervous giggle escapes the lips, a futile attempt to mask the growing sense of dread. The darkened bathroom, its mirror shrouded in an eerie mist, seems to pulse with an unseen energy. A whispered chant fills the air, a plea and a challenge rolled into one. Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. The anticipation is agonizing, a delicious blend of fear and excitement. Will she appear? Will the mirror shatter, revealing a horrifying visage? Or will the silence remain unbroken, leaving only the echo of a foolish dare? The enduring fascination with Bloody Mary and similar legends that involve summoning spirits or confronting the unknown speaks to a fundamental aspect of the human psyche, our complex relationship with fear. We are drawn to these terrifying rituals, not out of a masochistic desire for pain or suffering, but rather because they offer a unique opportunity to experience fear in a controlled environment, to test our courage and confront our anxieties. The concept of safe scares lies at the heart of this phenomenon. Horror films, haunted houses, and even the Bloody Mary ritual provide a controlled environment where we can experience fear without the actual threat of harm. This allows us to tap into our primal instincts, to feel the rush of adrenaline and the heightened senses that accompany a fear response, without the actual danger that our ancestors faced in the wild. This controlled exposure to fear can be cathartic, allowing us to process and release anxieties in a safe and manageable way. The act of confronting our fears, even in a simulated environment, can be empowering, boosting our confidence and resilience. It is a way of saying, I can face this, I can overcome this, even if the threat is ultimately an illusion. Furthermore, folklore and legends like Bloody Mary serve a vital function in helping us process fear and anxiety. These stories, passed down through generations, offer a way to explore and understand the darker aspects of the human experience. They provide a safe space to confront our fears, to acknowledge the existence of evil and suffering, and to grapple with the mysteries of life and death. The ritual of summoning Bloody Mary, with its element of risk and the possibility of encountering the supernatural, can be seen as a symbolic confrontation with our own mortality. The mirror, reflecting our own image back at us, becomes a reminder of our own vulnerability and the fleeting nature of existence. The fear we experience during the ritual is not just a fear of the unknown, but also a fear of our own mortality, a fear of the darkness that awaits us all. The enduring nature of the Bloody Mary legend, and its countless variations across cultures and time, speaks to the universality of these fears and anxieties. The fear of death, the fear of the unknown, the fear of losing control, these are fundamental human emotions that transcend cultural and historical boundaries. Folklore and legends like Bloody Mary provide a way to grapple with these fears, to explore them in a safe and controlled environment, and to find meaning and solace in the face of the unknown. The continued popularity of the Bloody Mary ritual, particularly among young people, also highlights the importance of rites of passage and the desire to test one's courage. Adolescence is a time of transition and uncertainty, a time when individuals are seeking to define their identity and establish their place in the world. The Bloody Mary ritual, with its element of risk and the possibility of a terrifying encounter, offers a way for young people to prove their bravery and confront their fears, marking a symbolic transition from childhood to adulthood. The ritual also serves as a form of social bonding, creating a shared experience of fear and excitement among participants. The act of summoning Bloody Mary together in a darkened room fosters a sense of camaraderie and belonging, strengthening social ties and creating lasting memories.